What's up, Junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pig-Skinned Junkies. I hope you all saw my tweet last night that I put out there, and I was like, you know what? We've been dead this week. We've been quiet. Podcast coming today, so it's going to be a quick one because literally every narrative that there is under the sun has been played out, and you've been hearing it, and you've been hearing it, and you've been hearing it. So we're just going to share our quick little thoughts about this game, what lines, what props, all that stuff we're doing. We're just going to get right into the good stuff. Myself, Micah Larson, big brother Jared Larson, and the one, the only Scott Panza. I do have a little bit of stuff that I have to read here, just a little announcement stuff. But first, I'm going to let you fellas say your little intros here.
I am psyched for this Super Bowl. I'm all juiced up. The week went by so slow at work. It was just dragging. I'm fired up. And today's even worse because there's literally nothing on TV to watch. So I'm going to be torturing myself all day. Got a little birthday party tonight. Going to have some cocktails. Then tomorrow, ready to rock and roll. Got some food ready, some fresh beers from Other Half Brewery in Brooklyn. And we're just going to be locked and loaded with some buddies. Watching the game tomorrow night.
Torture chamber tomorrow for the game?
No torture chamber tomorrow. Decided against going out to the Super Bowl. I know you guys probably think I'm a total pansy for not making it down there, but
see what he did there, Micah. The pansy Panza.
Yeah. Complete pansy not making this trip is just got some big things happening this year, and I thought maybe I just laid wood on the Patriots and some other bets instead of spending serious coin going down to the Super Bowl. We'll be back next year, so maybe next year will be a better year.
Listeners, check back in with us when we're doing this podcast in 35 years, and the Patriots, Tom Brady snaps his leg, retires, and they never go back.
In 35 years.
If they have Belichick, they'll go back.
100%. Jared, how's San Diego?
Yeah, it's great. This place is amazing. Every time I come out here, I'm like, why don't I live here again? But then people start telling me about the taxes and the traffic. It actually rained yesterday. So, this is the third time in a row that I've come out here and it's rained. And I'm like, what the hell? It's supposed to be 72 and sunny every day. And it's even overcast right now. It's supposed to rain again today. But, we'll be out here doing a little baby moon currently, and then tomorrow we'll be locking in Sports Bar San Diego. The company I work for actually has an office in San Diego and an office in Boston. So this Super Bowl was discussed pretty much all week with the people based, pretty much falling in their camps of LA and a lot of Chargers fans, but Southern California people. So LA versus the people that were here from Boston. So it'll be good. We've been talking about it. I mean, I think I'm ready to dive into what I'll be looking for in the game. I think it's going to be if you are a real fan of the game of football, I think this will be a very intriguing, at least first couple quarters as you watch it unwind. I'm not so into the narrative shit because I don't think any of that really matters, but X's and O's I think will be quite interesting. You're getting ready to watch a chess match. This isn't Hugh Jackson versus Anthony Lynn here. This is real coaches.
Yeah. I agree. So, quick little thing, a little blurb I got this week for iPhone users / if you listen on an iPad, Mac, computer, anything like that. So you guys can actually use Siri now. This isn't just for our podcast, but all podcasts. So Siri can help you find and subscribe to shows on Apple Podcasts and newsletters, blah, 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 blah. So you can communicate with Siri, say, for example, like Siri, play show name, play a new podcast, play the first episode of blank show name. Also, if you're listening and you want more information on this show, you can ask Siri, what podcast is this, and to subscribe to the show. So it literally does not even take you moving your hands. If you are listening to me right now, you can just say, hey, Siri, subscribe to this podcast. No, not you right now.
Yes,
that's perfect.
Live in the flesh, people.
Yeah. So that's just a little plug right there. So moving forward, I will say I do want to ask everyone. So like I said, every narrative has been played out. Everyone's heard everything that there is under the sun to hear at this point in time. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite narrative that has come out of this whole thing, that when I saw it, I thought was very interesting. And just the parallels between that first Patriots Super Bowl against the Rams and how it's completely just flipped on its head from what it was that first time. Now the Patriots are the experienced team with the experienced quarterback and yada, yada, yada. Now they aren't the, quote, greatest show on turf, but Scott might disagree with me there. But I do think it's interesting, and you even look at the title games to get to the Super Bowl, the Tuck rule, that was that game, correct? That was against the Raiders?
No, divisional round.
That was divisional. That's right. But still, you can throw it in there.
It all the way back.
Yeah, you got some questionable call that happens, and then they ended up making a Super Bowl. Now, it wasn't the championship game, but still, I thought that one was very interesting. What about you, fellas?
Storyline? I mean, I as I said, I really haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the storyline outside of the coaches, and I think a lot of people wanted them to be like these adversarial, they hate each other, young guy versus old school, blah, and it's just like all these guys text each other. Belichick's not this like terrible person. He's a curmudgeon to the media, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not a huge narrative guy, but some of the storylines Tom Brady's played in, we covered these on some of the recap of the championship week, was Tom Brady's going to his 9th Super Bowl. Like all these other organizations total have 8, 7, and 6. That's the most intriguing thing to me. Just the sustainability of the dominance by the Patriots has been pretty amazing.
When I was on the bike this morning, there was a stat that either it'd be the oldest coach to ever win a Super Bowl or the youngest coach to ever win a Super Bowl with McVay and Belichick. Belichick 66, McVay 33. Belichick twice his age. I think that's my favorite storyline of the week. That a lot. It's pretty remarkable that a guy pretty much my age is leading one of the best teams in the NFL into the Super Bowl. I think that's pretty incredible. That the Redskins had him, Kyle Shanahan, and another coach that escapes me right now, and they've gone
on the same staff.
All on the same staff, and they let them all go because they have great leadership there in Washington.
And they have Jay Gruden.
Yeah, they're stuck with Jay Gruden, and then
don't hate on the old Preds coach.
Jay Gruden's better than his brother. I'll give you that. I'll give him that at least.
I don't know. John Gruden won a Super Bowl. Some people forget that.
With Tony Dungy's players and scheme.
Mm-hmm. And defense. But hey, I mean, credit where credit's due. Brad Johnson was his starting quarterback, but it didn't matter who their quarterback was. They just needed a field goal kicker in that Super Bowl. They weren't giving up points. So, before we get into picking game winners, the best part, and I know Scotty Lepa loves him some prop bets. So what props are we doing this week, boys?
Oh, I got a bunch I really like, and I'll tell you, and I'll go into this more when I dissect what I think about the game. But Chris Hogan, preseason, everyone was telling me this was Chris Hogan's season for fantasy football. I think it's Chris Hogan night, Sunday night in the Super Bowl, because I think he's got some great matchups against Peters and Roby Coleman if he gets matched up on them. I'm really interested to see where Talib is on the field, and who he's covering. But I like Chris Hogan over 3.5 receptions. I like Chris Hogan 15-1 to score first touchdown. I know the smart money's probably on Sonny Michel because they've just been pounding the ball with him to start. But I think the game script's going to be Patriots are going to flip the script first drive of the game, and they're going to go no huddle. They're going to pass the ball all down the field. They're going to make them feel uncomfortable, and it's going to be a lot of quick passes. They're not going to pound the ball first drive, and I want to see a Chris Hogan touchdown to kick off the game. I think that's what will happen. Obviously 15-1. I mean, we get a little sprinkle on that one. I like C.J. Anderson under 44 yards rushing. I don't think C.J. Anderson's the exact type of running back that the Patriots, want to see out there. I don't think that you're going to see much of him, so I like C.J. Anderson under 44 yards rushing. I like Josh Reynolds over 39.5 yards receiving. I don't think they're going to let Brandon Cooks beat him. I think it's going to be Woods and Reynolds, and they're going to let the other guys kind of torch them. I like first half under. Patriots, I'm sure this is a narrative or a storyline you heard all week. 3 points in 8 Super Bowls so far under Brady and Belichick. I think it's going to be a slow game to start. So I like the first half under and opens up in the second half. I like more points in the second half in overtime versus first half. You probably have to lay like minus 135 on that one. I'm hearing a lot of talk about under Brandon Cooks, 70 yards receiving. I don't know how I feel about that because there's such big play potential. But I do like Todd Gurley over 29.5 yards receiving. Those are my prop bets I like. And, James White to win MVP. Ooh. Maybe this is his year. You get a really good number on that. But, James White, I think they kind of ratcheted him back last week, but he's going to be really important. I know that there's some stats out there that the Rams do well against receiving running backs, but it's been the James White show when he's been in Super Bowls, so I think this is good. This game's going to be no different.
I think people know who Scott's going to pick in the game based on overs and unders in his prop markets.
Well, it's no surprise because he was saying in the championship that he was going to be hounding him all week.
Yeah, I tell you what, I love the Hogan over stuff because I think this Roby cat's going to be on him, and this dude sucks. Aside, I'm not even talking about the penalty, which was I'm so sick of hearing about that. I don't want to give it any more time on our show. He's just not very good. I mean, this guy was getting torched by everyone on the Saints roster, and the week before was getting torched by Cole Beasley was giving him the business.
There's video of Roby Coleman getting torched by a Rob Gronkowski touchdown in Buffalo. So he's somebody that the Patriots know well. And Marcus Peters is another guy that the Patriots, Tom Brady has just torched this cat so many times. So I'm so glad to see him out there. I'm just, where is Talib going to be on the field is going to be, what's concerning for me. Because I think they might line him up on Gronk, which wouldn't make sense for him because they don't cover tight ends well at all.
As I say, I think they'll line him up on Edelman, which is why I have my Edelman yards under prop. I think Talib will allow him to catch the ball a couple times underneath, but you're not going to see them taking the lid off. I mean, I think it'll be somewhere between 5 and 10 yards where Edelman is catching it, and then for the most part immediately tackled by Talib. You're not going to see any of these 10, 15, 20-yard deep crossing routes, which also plays into the game script. I think the Rams will be able to get some pressure from the front four. Everyone knows how good they are, the names they signed in the offseason, etc. So I don't see a whole lot of attacking deep down the field from the Patriots. So I actually like kind of a script of catches over, yards under for a lot of the Patriots receivers. I will be playing 7-1, no turnover in the game. I think it's going to be clean. A lot of that is reflective of the two great coaches. I'll also be playing no overtime. I think that is on the no overtime prop is on sale because everybody saw both of the championship games go to overtime, and is an MVP. Yeah, MVP. I will be hedging with Jared Goff MVP. I think it's plus 275 or plus 260 because I think if the Rams win, then he will be MVP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Todd Gurley. That's just been Todd. That's one of those guys that this whole week you're like, what the heck's going on with him? But if he performs, I think that could be the Achilles heel. If he actually comes out, because if Todd rushes for over 100 yards, I think they give it to him because everyone loves him. I don't know if you guys saw that tweet last week or 2 weeks ago now for the NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game. They're like, championship weekend. It was Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, and then Todd Gurley. And I'm like, yeah. Come on, guys. Like, give him some love here.
Sucks for you, Goff.
Yeah. So, yeah, those are the props. So you guys went more like actual stat line props. I'm going over on the anthem.
Micah's going national anthem.
And I'm going tails. I always go tails. It's great. So, those are the best ones. But I think I'll go with no overtime as well.
Micah flipping coins for money.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to hear it. After I sat at the blackjack table with you guys and watched you flush all that down the toilet, it's only even.
Oh, here's another one that I liked. I like players to catch a pass in the game.
Sure,
I think the number was 14.5. I'd like the under of that. Sorry. I was just thought of it.
Just thought of it.
Just came to me. Well, that's the other thing, too. Like, I mean, sitting in these meetings all week, like combing through these props, and just your brain starts like going numb. There's just so many.
Oh, Vegas makes so much money on these things.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude. Printing money. A couple people make money, but there's so much loss otherwise that. Well, because think about it. If they have, I mean, and sometimes they do the discounts, but like, if you're just skimming off the top of the heads and tails market.
Well, I saw some tweet like some of the most popular props bet like James Devlin won't score a touchdown. So I think Vegas is like rooting for like James Devlin to score a touchdown and but like Sony Michel first touchdown. So stuff like that. So I mean, what's it like for these guys at the Westgate and all these books? Like, what are they rooting for during the game? They're probably rooting for like a Cordero Patterson first touchdown and like some nonsense like this. So. Which,
they know what they need. They do know what they need. Like I was talking with Murray about that. Their software will tell them like precisely where they're exposed once the game starts, and then at that point, like you said, there's not a whole lot you can do to mitigate the risk once the game starts. You just gotta watch the outcome and hope that it bounces for you. Yeah, they clean up all this shit about these people tweeting like Vegas gets crushed this weekend. I'm like, yeah, dude, and then they'll give it all back next week and then some.
Yeah,
exactly.
You win it and then you just plug it into the vortex again. You're like,
yeah, I mean, best town in the world for just sucking you dry of money because you either are losing it at the tables or you're winning it at the tables and then you're spending it in the town on something.
Mm-hmm. It's great. It's awesome. We know that firsthand. So we are going to get into it, folks. This is it. This is the time. This is the moment. We're talking Super Bowl winner picks. This is Scott's juiced. I could tell.
Oh, baby.
Scott's over there. He's like he's spinning something right now with his hand. I could hear it on the desk. He's fidgeting. He's like, "Give it to me, come on." So Scott, we're gonna open the dance floor up. We're gonna put on your favorite music, and it's just you out there, baby. It's just you.
Oh God, so I'm super fired up for this game. It was the exact Super Bowl I wanted to see. Pats Rams. All season, I thought the Rams were the best team in football. I still think they're the best team in football, but I think there's a couple of key things here that's in favor of the Patriots. So I'm going to be laying the 2.5. I'm on them -2. I'm on them money line. I'm on the first half under. These are my favorite bets of the game, but I'll tell you why I like the Patriots. So I think Sean McVay was exposed in the NFC Championship game. I think that his clock management came into question. I don't think he managed the end of that game all too well. I thought the 57-yard field goal, I know Greg Zuerlein nailed it, was a bit risky. So I think first off the bat that Bill Belichick will be out-coaching him in this game. Second, just talked about it during the props. Tom Brady has absolutely torched Marcus Peters and Roby Coleman in the past. The Rams linebacking core is one of the weakest parts of this team. They have really bad safety. So I think he will figure out the defense of the Rams. Now, going back, looking at Tom Brady versus Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, in recent years, has gotten the better of Tom Brady when he's had Talib and Von Miller. Very, very fair criticisms. But what's overlooked in a couple of those games, Julian Edelman out in the AFC Championship game or Rob Gronkowski out in those games. So they had injury issues. They couldn't really move the ball on them. So going back when Wade Phillips was head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, when they had a really weak defense, he absolutely torched this team. Absolutely torched the Dallas Cowboys. So as the offensive line of the Patriots, this is money-making time. Trent Brown, this is money-making time for his offseason. So big performance upcoming for the offensive line. Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon, Joe Tooney, these guys, this is money-making time for them. They've been great all season. It's been an overlooked part of this team. I think this game sets up great for the Pats. I think they're going to crowd the box. They're going to make Jared Goff beat them. I think that Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, great receivers, but stop some of the trickery of the Rams. They'll be able to hold them at bay. I think it's going to be lower scoring in than people think. I think that we're going to get pressure on Jared Goff. We're going to make him feel comfortable. I think that the Pats win by 7. 27-20, Patriots win, 6th Super Bowl, Brady Belichick. Gronk retires in short order. Brady Belichick are back.
Does Brady put the ring on his dick?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Instead
ask.
of his other hand.
I can't wait to see where he puts his 6th championship ring. But I think this is a good spot for the Pats. I can't wait to see it.
If he wins
Sweet.
6, that's honestly the magnitude of that accomplishment is just ridiculous.
Otherworldly.
Yeah. Jared.
6 out of 9.
Yeah.
I think that's the other part. Like,
2 really good numbers right there.
the fact that Gronk, they should have told that to Gronk. Like, hey, Gronk, Tom's been to 9, and if he wins, it would be his 6th. What do you think about that? He would love that.
What do you think about the number 6 and then the number 9? How do you feel? In that order.
He would definitely wear 69 if it was put
if it was legal, he would
with NFL
100%.
rules. Yeah. And Scott, with you saying that, I actually remembered another prop that I was going to play, which is you got to lay a little bit of juice on it, but that there will be a tie after 0-0. Because I do agree with what you said script-wise. I think the first couple quarters will be pretty tight to the vest, and maybe they'll trade a few scores, but nothing crazy. I actually love what Scott said. I agree 100%, and that is the reason that I am also picking the Patriots. I think Sean McVay has gotten a lot of credit for analytics, forward thinking, pressing the envelope, aggression, and when it got down to it, when it really boiled down to it in the NFC Championship game, he did none of those things. Mm-hmm. So on a Sunday afternoon in October against the Bengals, right, it's easy to do that stuff. But when you have life expectation, like big moments in your life, and you're not choosing to do that, I think that not only works against you, mathematically, but also creates a lot of indecision going forward. So Belichick knows exactly what he's going to do. He does it the same, regardless of whether it's in the Super Bowl or in September against the Jets. And I think he will out-scheme and outperform Sean McVay in this game. I am concerned about the front four getting pressure on Tom Brady in the pocket from the Rams. He notoriously immobile. I would contend probably the least mobile quarterback in the NFL. And so if you can establish some of that pressure and from him, especially up the middle, that has created problems for him in the past. So I'll be taking the Patriots. I'm with Scott. We bet it earlier this week at -2. I'm still okay with it at 2.5. At 3, my mind certainly relinquishes some of that confidence. But I will be watching very closely, because I think if they're not getting pressure throughout the first quarter or quarter and a half, I will probably be live betting the Patriots, doubling down. The reason for that is Rams got a lot of vets. These guys are old. So you're at the end of the season. I know you've had 2 weeks worth of rest, but they're at the tail end of the year. And then if they're not getting pressure at the beginning, you have a young Patriots offensive line, which I think over the course of the game should improve their play against that Rams front four. So I'll be watching those 9 people very intuitively for the first 15 minutes, and then probably going to be laying some more depending on what I see.
Yeah, this is I was talking to the wife the other day because there's a Super Bowl party that we've been invited to. And I don't know why America does this. I was talking to a guy at the office the other day, and we were like, every Saturday or Sunday during the regular season, when you say, hey, let's go watch football, you go watch football. But why is it when this is the most important game, the biggest game, the biggest stage, you have a party and everyone just sits there and talks the whole time? It doesn't make any sense. So I said to my wife, I was like, we can
You said no to the party?
No, I didn't say no to the party. I said we can go for the first half for sure, eat their free food, and free booze, and then if it gets close, I want to be at home because I want to watch this game. I think this is a matchup that I'm just very excited for this because I think it's two very fundamentally sound, like you said, Jared, you got coaches on offense and defense, like coordinator levels that are very good football coaches, have been head coaches or will be head coaches at the end of the season. Yeah, Bill
on
Belichick.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the second the game's over, it's over. So I'm very excited from a football nerd standpoint to just actually sit there and look at these matchups, look at how each team is schemed for each other. Like you said, Jared, how are the Rams going to get pressure on Brady? When are they going to look at the Chargers film? Because you saw what Joey Bosa was saying. He's like, I'm getting to him in 2 seconds, but the ball's out in 1. So how are you going to adjust for that? Are you going to jam? Then they're going to hit you with a double move. Do you have guys that are good enough to run with them on the outside? If they do that, how are the Patriots going to adjust? And like you said, I cannot wait to see what young offensive guru, doing air quotes, does against the defensive mind that is Bill Belichick. And he makes you win games with your, I'm not even going to say second or third
left
option.
hand.
What?
Say left hand.
No, I'm not going to say left hand. I'm not going to say second and third options. I'm going to say, like, you know how when you go to stadiums, it goes A, B, C, D, and then eventually once you get past Z, it goes double A. Like, you have to win with your double A options. You're like, you're out of the alphabet. Like, you're pulling guys off the bench to make these matchups. So it's going to be very exciting, and I cannot wait. Just as a football nerd, it's going to be awesome. And then a chance at history. It's going to be great. So, long story short, when the three of us have been... I know, shh.
Oh.
This is a payoff, dude. Take it easy. Everyone else gets to talk. This is a build-up.
Don't bury the lead.
It's a build-up. Now it's gone. You gave me blue balls. So, with all that being said, when the three of us are together on picks, I'm pretty sure we're 3-0. Pretty sure. I'll have to fact-check that one as best I can, but I think when the three of us are together, we're undefeated. With that being said, I'm just going to let the suspense hang for a little while. We're going 4-0 this week, boys. We're going 4-0. I'm taking the Pats as well. I can't wait. I'm taking the under for first half and the actual entirety of the game. But I think a lot of the pressure is going to be on Jared Goff, and I don't see I don't think he's ready yet.
I think we played Jared Goff once, and we beat him 28-3 or 28-10, but it was in Foxborough.
Said about Tom Brady last time these last two teams played in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I was elated. I don't know if you guys saw this stat, but
yeah, that has to be thrown in.
Patriots 16-1 facing a new opponent in the playoffs. Of course, the one loss was the Eagles last year, so I think that's a nice little trend.
Uh-huh. There's a nice trend. There's also that weird factoid that if Bama loses the college football playoff championship, then the Patriots win. So this is 14, 15, 16, 17, and then this year. So Bama lost in the semis in 14, Pats won. Bama won in 15, Pats lost in semis. 16, lost in the college football playoff, Patriots win the Super Bowl. 17, Bama wins, Patriots lose. 18, Bama loses.
Oh.
A little interesting factotum.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. It also displays the absolute dominance of the two respective football teams.
Mm-hmm.
They're always in the mix. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. But when one doesn't win, the other one does. Geez.
It's pretty crazy stuff. Any closing comments, thoughts, concerns about this weekend?
Sue, Donald, and Fowler definitely scare me. I'm hoping we can, keep them at bay. I saw that Aaron Donald shirtless photo. Man who's ripped. Looks just like me when I take off my shirt in the gym.
The Soul Cycle.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm not. I'm really excited to see Christina Aguilera come out during the halftime show. I hope that she crushes it with Maroon 5. That's the big hot topic about the halftime show.
I don't think it's going to be the vision in my head. So for those of you who don't know, I'm 32 years old. So the vision in my head of Christina Aguilera is very different than I'm sure what we'll see this weekend.
Yep.
That's so bad.
Wow, you guys are taking it. I didn't even mean it like that. You guys are taking it. Get your minds out of the gutter.
No, we're not. No, it's just there was a time where everyone was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. She used to be a smart show. And then,
yeah. Her and Britney Spears.
Have you seen Britney's comeback? Britney was looking like she was at the end of her career. She's lost a lot of weight.
She has the crazy eyes, though. So now she scares me.
Yeah.
All I got to say is Cry Me a River, right? Yeah.
We should have seen her in Vegas when we were out there. She got a Vegas show.
What?
I know. I'm stuck in that.
That's probably why she has the crazy eyes. Anybody that lives in that town, has to be certifiably insane.
Well, fellas, I'm going to close it out here. Once again, it has been a absolutely phenomenal season. We've enjoyed this experience, and we hope you have enjoyed it too. For all of our listeners that have joined this show, we're still going to have episodes as we go. We've joked. I know Scott looks super excited because
Micah,
football doesn't end in February, baby.
No, it doesn't, because next week starts the AAF. Birmingham Iron. They are 10-1 to win the AAF. Love it. Love where they pick the players from. I'm all in on the AAF. I forgot to say how excited I was. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait. I think it's going to be good.
That's going to come down. We're going to play some golf. And we're going to
go
to the Orlando Apollos game against whoever.
Birmingham Iron. I want to see the Birmingham Iron. That's my team.
Salt Lake has a team, and they have games outside in March.
Oh,
God. I can't wait for this. I think this is going to be fantastic football.
I do too. Also, Jared, the Orlando Apollos quarterback is Brett Hundley. No, sorry, not Brett Hundley. Morris from Miami.
Cincinnati? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, gross.
I was talking to some of my buddies about the AAF, and I was breaking down some teams, and they're like, I can't believe you've done this much research into the AAF. You guys don't realize, I'm out of a hobby right now. I am grasping for stuff to do.
I have lots of hours that need to be filled by something.
So, like I said, the show will continue. We might not be as often. Obviously, there's no need for us to be weekly, but we'll see. With the AAF, it might just give us the juice we need to carry this throughout.
We'll do the recap show for Super Bowl.
Yes. And there will be more information to come, obviously. But just wanted to say a huge thank you again for all of you that have joined this journey for this season, and we are very excited to have you all on board for next year as well. It's going to be it's full steam ahead now. We're rolling, and we appreciate all of you being on the boat. So for myself, Michael Larson, Jared Larson, and D. Scott Panza, we are out of here, folks. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Yeah, baby.